Greetings, guys. You know who this is, your girl. And if you don't know who this is your girl, Connie Power, for Passion Talks. I started this channel because it's some topics that I just want to talk about. They're not necessarily related all to fitness. As you hear the name Passion for Fitness, you will hear a lot or hear. I am a personal coach, small group trainer also, and I wear many hats. I have been two careers. One career as an accountant and one career as a business owner, or I call it steward because I feel God owns that studio. I'm just the steward and manager of it. He has blessed us with that studio for over 10 years now. And I have a great group of clients, athletes, as I call them, and it's located in Georgia, Snellville, Georgia, to be exact. And this is an outlet channel for me for Passion Talks. The name stays the same, Passion for Fitness Studio and Passion Talks, because I love that word passion because I'm a passionate freaking person on that. Plus, I'm passionate about fitness. I'm passionate about seeing people um, do better, improve on themselves. I've inherently always been that person. So that's why I call this place Passion Talks, because it's topics that I'm passionate about, topics that pique my interest. Some topics may seem boring, but they pique my interest. I can't explain it. I'm not all about the hooping, trying to get views from bold statements or things like that. I'm just a Georgia Southern peach who loves talking about topics. I love fitness. I love interaction or communication with topics that can range from politics to fashion to fitness. And I'm a well-rounded person. So my topics will be different. Most of them will probably be about fitness. However, don't be surprised if you see a topic on here and you're like, now I never thought she would have that on there, because you never know. I love history and politics. So I don't try to make it we have enough negative out there. So here is just basically anything in which I'm able to inform, educate, and even maybe get a laughter here and there. That's what I want this channel to be about. So let's get into about the topic I have for today. And the reason I'm stopping by to do this is because I just came from doing a sound bath meditation at the studio, and we had a great turnout. But I'm always interested, and I'm guilty of this too, is that not only just in America, I think just in many countries, just people in society, period, we have a hard time making ourselves a priority, making sure we're doing things that's going to enhance us as with our health, wellness, mental wellness, and overall wellness. And I say that because many times I find the people who I'm engaging in or talking to or trying to encourage to try sound bath is that they have so much on their plate, but when they talk to me about what they got going on, I never really ever hear anything about them taking time out for themselves. It's either ripping and running to take kids to this or doing this for the family and this and this. But I never hear, not all the time, like I say, everybody's like that. Majority of people, women, majority of the women, I'm going to say women because that's pretty much my clientele, 90% of my clientele. Doesn't mean I'm not thinking about the males too, because they can do the same thing. But we put everybody in front of us, but we never realize is that if we're not taking care of ourselves, is putting ourselves as priority for us, making sure we're eating right, exercising, anything of wellness, overall mental wellness. And when we don't do that, we coming up or we showing up a less version of ourselves. And if we show up a less version of ourselves, wouldn't that also lend itself to being a less version of a wife, a less version of a sister, a less version of a daughter, friend? All that goes into play. Less version of an employee, business owner, whatever you are, a less version of you, because you're not doing the things, or we're not doing the things. And we're so much better on that than making sure we're good. Just like that cliche says, when you on the airport, taking a trip, and the stewardess or a flight attendants come out and they tell you the instructions about this is what you do if there's an emergency. You put your mask on first, and then you help others. Well, that's truly the true essence of what we have to remember. We got to make sure we're good in order to help people ourselves effectively and efficiently. Because even though we're ripping and running for everybody else, it's something in the back of our mind. And I call that little knocking at the back, subconscious, that's telling you, hey, you have not worked out. You're not eating good. You're not sleeping good. And you look and you feel horrible. So you show up looking and feeling horrible. And that's something we really have to, we're getting better. Truly we are, because we have discussions about it so much more than we used to probably a decade or 2 decades ago. But there's so much more room for improvement. And even with the meditation today, get this off there. Is that the screen? Forgive me. That just looked weird. So I'm just going to turn this off. This is a quick commercial break. So that being said, even when the women finish doing the sound bath and they felt relaxed and rejuvenated stuff, many of them I noticed too was jetting out the door. You know, you coming from this to this and you jetting out the door. And I get you had things and places to go, but it's just getting back in the rut race of life, just rumping and running. And then next thing you know, you don't even know what day it is because every day is about the same thing, waking up, ripping and running, deadlines and things such as that. And I understand there's time when you have responsibilities and things you must get done, but it's so much important for you to take care of yourself. So even myself, I wake up every morning, pretty much every morning. Now, everything is absolute, but 95% of the time I wake up, I get my workout in, I do my journaling, I do my prayer, and things just to settle me into the day instead of jumping up out the bed and checking emails and these type of things. And we hear this all the time, but it's really important to not just talk about it, write it down on the schedule to do, but actually doing it. It's doing it that makes the breakthrough. And eventually, instead of it becoming something that you're struggling to do, it becomes consistent and it becomes a habit. And when you don't do it, you feel off, right? You feel off. You don't think about, you have a choice on these things, even choices about deciding to go into work. You can choose not to work. You may not like the output of that choice, but you have the choice of the input of deciding. So as much as we decide to doing things that we necessarily don't like going to work every day, you might enjoy it most of the time, but you don't necessarily enjoy it every day, but you do it because you have said you choosing to do this. So take that same energy that you're doing for your work and put it into you also. And choose, choose to make you a priority on the consistent basis, whatever that is. If it's something that makes you feel good, meditation, a sound bath, doing a yoga class, something that takes you away from everything. So you can really focus on everything about you. I like that. Something that takes you away from everything. So you can focus on everything about you. So when you come back out, you're ready. You're rejuvenated. Your spiritual water is your spiritual soul is watered. And that's a beautiful thing. So I'll leave you guys with that. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for watching. And remember, keep yourself as a priority because you're so important and you need to do this. Is make it a choice. And it's one of the best choices you can make for yourself because you will show up the best version of yourself. Yeah. Until next time, guys. God bless.